Hey everybody, what's going on? Alan here. Welcome to the Gibson Garage Speed Shop YouTube channel. I gotta hit you up in the beginning of this video because, I mean, not that I blame you, a lot of people don't stick around for the end, but I gotta ask, please hit that super thanks button down below so I can get the lift. I already have it. It's sitting right there. I just gotta pour some concrete and then get someone to install it. It's like studs gotta be drilled and I don't know how to do that. I don't wanna try. I don't want it falling on me. So please hit that super thanks button down below and donate. I've only had one guy donate to me, and I gotta say thank you to that guy very much. You know who you are. I don't remember your name, sorry. But in this video, we're gonna be doing some modifications to the truck. While doing that, we're gonna be promoting the plasma cutter. So this video is actually gonna take 2 videos to really finish, or this project I should say, is gonna take 2 videos to finish. First video is going to be about the plasma cutter from BestArc. We're going to see how that does. That is a high frequency plasma cutter, so I won't be able to use it on with the arc droid. So we'll have to cut it out by hand. I'm all looking for the latch. There's no latch. First thing we're going to do is take some measurements here in this area. I want to get rid of this bottle and make an aluminum expansion tank that's, you know, roughly about the same height. I'm going to have another cap right here, so just boom boom boom, 2 little caps like that, make a tank that sits the whole width, the whole height here out of aluminum. Now the moment we've been waiting for. Let's bust into this guy. Let's read the outside of the box real quick. It says what comes with it. Plasma cutter, that's good. Cutting torch, earth clamp, 2 tips, 2 electrodes, 1 air hose, 1 wire adapter, 2 hose clamps, so there's some assembly required. It's 50 amps, which is what the 50 means. It's not 500 amps. The DP, I don't know what that means. Deep penetration, dual voltage. Built-in air regulator, so you don't need one. 2T and 4T torch control, torch trigger control, made in China. Now this is their 7th gen. It is new, as you can see here. It's got the latest IGBT inverter technology, safe torch connection, high quality cutting torch cable, industrial application, blah 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 blah. Suitable to cut all strong metal housing. Oh, that's good. Now over here, we've got what it can do: 15 to 50 amps, cutting thickness, quality cutting thickness. Doesn't mean you can't go thicker, as long as you maybe plan on trimming it up or something. 60% duty cycle at that thickness. Insulation class is F. I don't know what that means. Single phase, that's good. Air pressure is 40 psi for the 110, 60 psi for the 220. That must be the torch. Styrofoam packaged quite nicely. There's no shaking or moving around in this guy. Plenty of styrofoam. Sealed up in a bag. Protective bumpers all the way around. That guy is tiny too. Yeah, it's a plasma cutter. I keep forgetting. Got this protective screen on here. Let's pull that off. Yeah. Now I do like this compared to that other Yes Welder plasma cutter I got. I just hooked the hose up. There's a fitting right here. Boop. I don't know if that's the same fitting as what I got. We'll see if the air chuck hooks up to it and seals. It's got the 220 here, and that is the same as what I got. That's crazy. There's the adapter to go from 220 to 110. So we'll just leave that alone. I might as well just use 220. I've got the extension cord ran. There's the air hose. We only need, why do we need this if we just hook the air hose right up to it, your shop air? I guess I'll have to read some directions. Here's some pipe thread tape, miscellaneous fittings here. torch tips. Oh yeah, that's what it said on the outside of the box, the hose clamps and all that. Here's the ground clamp. Seems a little thin. It says 10 millimeter. I'm sure it must be sufficient enough. There's the torch. The torch. Got a little assembly tool here. And the directions. You know me and directions. I'm not usually very nice in criticizing directions, but we'll take a look at them. This has a nice, it must be like a pink ceramic cup. Oh, my other plasma cutter's right here. I keep wanting to go look over there. This has a plastic cup. I was gonna say, mine doesn't have a ceramic cup, but this is high frequency, so I can't use it with the Arc Droid. That's okay. Let's see how easy this is to hook up. No directions, let's see. Okay. That's simple enough. It's gotta go there. That's the main air. There's some symbols here. It says torch, right? Make sure that's tight. Just like have that cone shape so we're good. Has like a B and a backwards P. I don't know what that means. But it's probably where this goes. I think that means like signal wire. Then you've got this. Pilot arc. Okay, that's what this is called. That just screws on. Oh, something on me. Okay. So far, no brainer, right out of the box. And we got the ground clamp. It must go in the last hole here, and it has a little clamp picture, so we're just gonna put it in and twist. And twist. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Woo. Do not eat. Oh. Okay. Clamp it. No, not that clamp it. Clamp it. So this is cool. It has that braided wire going to both sides. I like that. Alright, let's get into the instructions before I do anything. The BestArc manual digital plasma cutter BTC500DP 7th Gen. We hereby declare that our machines are for industrial and professional use as stated below. Conforms to them and them. Please read and understand this. Please, not just read it, it says please understand it. Thermal overload protection cautions and safety. Exposure to extremely dusty, damp, corrosive air is damaging to the welding machine. This is a plasma cutter. In order to prevent any possible failure or fault of this welding equipment, clean the dust at regular intervals with clean and dry compressed air of required pressure. What's the required pressure for dusting? Troubleshooting. Only qualified technicians are authorized to undertake the repair of this plasma cutter. Okay. Okay. Don't troubleshoot, says how a plasma cutter work. There it is, broken English. And it's like they're just filling. I don't want to dog on these guys. They gave me a BestArc. Virtually any metal can be plasma cut, including steel, stainless steel, aluminum, brass, copper, etc. Any thickness from 30 gauge through 13/16 can be cut, depending on the power of your plasma cutter used. Oh, so not this plasma cutter, but a plasma cutter potentially has the ability to go up to 13/16. So this is the same thing I said on the outside of the box. With this chart here, it has a little more in depth for your thicknesses compared to the flow and your voltage. So that's nice, got a little chart there. Parameters, a little more in depth again on the parameters, but basically the same stuff that's on the outside of the box. There's a screen all lit up. That's what it should look like. It's like your test, so you know if something's working or not. One of these little things aren't working. Oh, that's interesting. I couldn't even figure that out on the other plasma cutter, what 2T and 4T meant. 2T, you gotta press the button to keep it going. 4T, you can tap it and it'll go and go and go until you tap it again. So that's cool. Oh, this air pressure gauge here, it's got like green and red, I don't know what colors it says here. If it's all the way at the top of the red, air pressure going into the machine is too high. Middle of the 3 green lines means the pressure is in good range. Bottom of the 2 red lines is too low going into the machine. Got a problem lamp, cutting lighting. Cutting lighting. Is there a light at the end of the torch? What? We got an error code chart. That's cool. So we'll need to hang on to these for show. Voltage, suggested range. It's interesting. Okay. I mean, if you got the lights, why do you need to refer? Red is bad, green is good. Air compressor, power, clamp, torch, metal piece. Back of the connection, air's going in. Yep. Operation, start cutting. Ah, some tips on piercing, how to hold it. You got the safety thing on. What's a safety trigger operation? There's a new design of safety trigger. Just pull back on the trigger whilst increasing your grip, and you will feel the trigger move to the on position. When you release the pressure, it will return to the off position. That's a new design. On, off. Okay. Well, some tips on how to get started. If you just want to start at the edge, it's vertical. If you need to pierce, hold at an angle and then roll in. You don't want sparks flying from the top, or your amperage is wrong, or your speed is wrong. Alright, so we got our air regulator right here. A lot of cutting tips rather than just specific machine operation, but I guess that's one and the same, I guess. That's good though. Cutting tips are always helpful. Alright, well, let's cut. Alright, let's plug in the air, see if it holds. Hey, it holds. Not the right fitting, but it's not leaking. And I got the regulator on my air compressor turned down. Check this out. It's got a little swivelly ball here. That is pretty neat, actually. Anyway, according to the chart for the thickness we're cutting, which is about 5 to 6 millimeters, we want to be somewhere between the 40 psi to 50 psi range. Let's turn it on here. How do we turn it on? What does this button do again? Is that voltage? Air? Power, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Let's turn it on. Ooh, very bright display. Everything's, that was the test flash. We're at 34 psi, it says. Let's raise it. Can we raise it, pull out? Let's get up in the green. Wait, is that PSI coming into the machine? Because it's not going up. I'm not sure here. Let me turn it down. Does the trigger got to be pulled? Whoa! Whoa! $16 psi. That can't be right. All right, there's a relief button on the back here. Press it so we can get like. Okay, let me check my gauge. I was pretty sure I'm set at like 50 psi. Well, that's really neat. It went up right as I turned the dial on my air compressor over there, so you know where you're at. Let me just go turn it some more, because once the air starts flowing, it drops. So I need it to be at like 45 psi when it's flowing. A little more. According to my regulator over there, I'm at almost 80. Okay, let's go up a hair more. That says 70 now. 45 while it's rolling. All right. Okay, let me clamp that down. Alright, so I clamped a square down, and I've got about 5/8 of an inch all the way around on two sides. So at least I can get 1.5 sides done. Alright, machine's on, PSI set properly, I hope. Got my eye protection on. Here we go. I'm gonna start at the edge and just run it. I don't know about this regulator. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Seem to be cutting all right. A couple spots here where I went a little too fast. But other than that, it really looks really clean. But I'm gonna jack it up to 20 so I can move just a little faster. And that's it. It's not adjusting anything. I don't know what's going on there. Here we go. On 2T. Okay, I actually want to go back to 4T. That's supposed to be like our hands-off or hands-free method. You just pull the trigger once and it keeps going as long as it's close. Let's see if that works. If I read the directions right or understood them. Get the difference between reading and understanding. We're just gonna tap it and see what happens. I need more clamp. Oh, went underneath. See, it pays to have a flat surface. Oh, how am I gonna do this? Okay, back in business. 5/8 away from the line. We're just gonna tap it and see if the 4T means hands-free.
pressure on the machine is reading 55 right now.
That was cool. Finger free, not hands free. But that machine is reading 55 over there. It's really weird. Alright, jacking up the amperage to 25. We're gonna leave the pressure as it is. Here we go. Roll it. Roll it for piercing. Well, we're not piercing, we'll call it an edge right there.
Amperage says 52. I mean, pressure says 52.
Well, I didn't get a clean cut here on this one. I don't know if I started going too fast, but you could hear the sound changing. I don't know if I was going too fast or what. But yeah, I gotta go over that bit again. Alright, this time I gotta switch to 2T since I'm just doing two little touch-up cuts. Stop now. Stop. Thank you. Ooh, don't want to touch that side just in case these. Oh, that's just okay, that's just sticker stuff. I'll grind all that off. But I mean, other than the voltage regulator not working at all, it seems to be working. And this thing on the back is for water draining, but it seems to have an effect. On later, when you pull the trigger here, it seems to have an effect here. Okay, it actually does seem to be working now. I think I just had it way too out of adjustment. It was like already set way too far to the plus and wasn't going any higher. And I think it must have had something to do with, you know, the incoming air is only 70-ish or so to begin with, but now it's starting to lower it. And we can raise it. Oh, no, now it doesn't. Oh, there it goes. Raise it up. Come on. And then when you pull the trigger, yeah, so it is working. I just had it too far out. Uh-oh, I plugged it back in and it's saying error code 5. But I'm hoping it's because it doesn't have the air hooked up to it. So we'll see. Cut. Uh-oh. Air. Hey, look at that. 2T, what does this do? PT, PA. I don't know what that does. Let's hook up the air and see if the code goes away. Yeah, it went away right away. What is this? It's the frame rate, guys. I'm sorry. It's the frame rate. But yeah, this thing's pretty cool. So I can just switch it to air. Not just squirting air. I can adjust it. Oh, see? It didn't even tell me any of that in the instructions. That's a little upsetting. But fiddling around with it, making a video for you guys, helps me figure it out. Helps us all figure it out. So that's really cool though. It even tells me it's on 220 instead of 110, so that's good to know. Everything's checking out before you start going. I'm not a huge fan of this style of guard. Seems like, well, it did move on me somehow. I guess dragging it, it rolled, which would change the distance from the tip, because it gets a little narrower at one end and it's more round, and it just would bend really easily. When I got it, it was already a little tweaked, and I was, you know, see, just like that, it changes. I can move it. It would change the distance from the straight edge I was using. I think I would prefer if they found a style like this. It's more sturdy, more reliable. At least you know if you're not running on the edge, then you're gonna be off. All right, let's crank this bad boy up, see if we can cut something a little thicker. I did turn up the pressure on my machine, which again, there's a huge discrepancy. My air compressor says 100, which confirms both gauges. There's two gauges on that, one at the hose and one at the regulator, and they both match. This says it's lower, so I don't know what the deal is there, if there's just a loss or something. But we switch it to air. Oh yeah. Now we can turn it down. 50 amps, we're cranked all the way up. So I've got my compressor cranked all the way up. Here, let's just show you. The hose says 100. This thing says 100. Can't really get it to go any higher than that. This says 89. And almost, yeah, 67 PSI, 66. Okay. So this is 3/8 inch. Let's see. This machine only says it cuts to 12 mil, which is what? 10 mil, 10 to 11 mil. So according to the machine paperwork, we should be able to cut this stuff. Let's try a pierce, huh? Let's see if a pierce works. It says to start at an angle and then roll it in. But it's actually cutting all the way through pretty good. Watch out with the rolling. Goodness. Just trying to edge cut. Not a ton of slag on the bottom. It'll cut it, no problem. That's a pretty clean cut. Let me get you guys in your gander on that. Pretty clean cut. That was the roll in for the penetration, and that was the edge start. Ooh, that is warm. Don't touch it. I'm impressed. That should do anything that, you know, Mike would ever want to do, I think, as far as cars go. That's pretty neat. I like that. Just makes me even sadder now, because I already told him I'd give it to him. So overall impressions, I love it. Honestly, I really do like it better than the Yes Welder. I love the digital display as one thing. I love that the knob, the air knob, is on front is another thing. The fact that the directions aren't very thorough, but it did tell me the difference between 2T and 4T. I love that. So now I want to see if, you know, I got the settings right on the other one when I use it next time. How many times did I call this an arc welder? It's BestArc plasma cutter. Thank you, BestArc, so much for giving me this opportunity and for sending this out to me. They did give me a free welder, right? Or, god dang it. They did give me the free plasma cutter, but I told them, and they know that I'm honest. I'm gonna tell them there were some things about the instructions. I was at first talking mad crap about the regulator not working, but it works. It was user error. But the directions could use some love, I think. You know, just some more thoroughness on actually how to operate these buttons a little better. How to set up the air pressure was one point, I think, that I can think of, at least one point. You know, it didn't say anything about why this air hose is necessary if it's got an air chuck fitting on it. But, you know, I guess it's for different setups. I don't know. Also, there's, you know, no directions on how to change out the tips if you needed them or wanted them. Other than that, if I hadn't already promised this to a friend, I'd keep it for sure, but I got a buddy who lives down the road and he doesn't have one, so I told him I didn't need two, and it won't work with my ARC droid anyway, so you can have it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But that's gonna do it for this video. Now that I've got the air pressure figured out, I feel a lot more confident that this is a worthwhile machine. Better bang for the buck than the Yes Welder is. Not that the Yes Welder is really bad, but I'm just really digging the digital display and that the air knob is in front. It's all right here. I love the display. I'm just geeking out over it. But please like, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, leave a comment down below if you've got one of these. Remember, this is the 7th Gen 500DP. I'm gonna see if they're gonna leave me, I'll put links in the description below, but I don't know what the prices are or if they're gonna give me any links for like a discount on it. Well, thanks for watching, guys. That's gonna do it. Man, I like it. I am impressed. But until next time, peace.